Don't settle for bad socks. Get comfort and grip at an affordable price with Pure Grip Socks Pro. Choose from 18 different colors at puregripsocks.com.
Every year, Nike launches a new pair of Mercurials, and for the last several years, when those boots have become available on the Nike by You service, formerly known as Nike ID, I customize a pair and order them. 6 weeks later, I now have them, and I'm about to show you what I've made. Which, by the way, I ordered these alongside my good friend JayMike from Unisport, who I do the Boot Nerds podcast with. If you want to check out the episode where we reveal our custom boots to each other and talk about the design process, definitely go and check that out. I'll leave a little pop-up on screen. And if you're interested in ordering a pair of Nike by Yous for yourself, check out the link down below. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, here are my Nike by You Zoom Mercurial Vapor 15 Elites, inspired by the 2013 CR7 Galaxy Mercurial Vapor 9. Feel free to let me know down below in the comments how much you love or hate them, but before doing so, let me explain a little bit about why I chose the colors and patterns that I did. And really quickly, if you guys enjoy the content, perhaps want to see me customize more Nike by You boots, leave a like on the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss out on my reviews of all the latest football boots of 2022. So this is the CR7 Galaxy Nike Mercurial Vapor 9. For me, one of the coolest colorways ever to be featured on a pair of football boots, and I'm sorry, when I think of Mercurials, I think of Cristiano Ronaldo. The two go hand in hand, and this is one of those colorways for all the remakes that Nike have done over the years. I'm shocked that these haven't come back. So I really wanted to pay tribute to these. However, I wasn't able to do so in the way that initially I wanted. Now, of course, these boots have a predominantly blue and black base. It's what gives them the spacey look that they have. And you do have those color options on Nike by You for the Mercurials. However, the blue, which I've actually used, is a lot lighter, and the black just ends up being too dark, and there's no way of combining the two along with this pattern that I've gone for to give it the Star Galaxy look that ended up looking right. So what I decided to do instead was almost a reverse variation of the CR7 Galaxy, which does admittedly end up looking a little bit like CR7's first ever signature in the safari print colorway, but I wasn't too mad at that because I really like these, and the fact that this kind of pays tribute to both of what I think are two of his best colorways, to me just ended up being pretty cool. So in order for this to be a reverse CR7 Galaxy colorway, I opted for a white base and then used their stars graphic and put that in black, then combined the royal blue as the base color for the Nike swoosh as well as the Air branding to give the black and blue effect from the CR7 Galaxy. Inside the Air branding, you're gonna find that same star graphic in white to give it that little bit of contrast. You'll also find that on the Nike swoosh here on the lateral side. And then I went for a metallic silver accent for the Air Zoom and Mercurial stripe branding right here, as well as the outline for, again, the Nike swoosh as well as the Air branding. This also made the little heel tab silver with the Mercurial logo in royal blue, which I think looks quite cool. And then to not add too much contrast across the top of the foot, because I still wanted these to have a nice bright white look to them, I left the Flyknit that's exposed in solid white along with white laces, and of course went for a Vapor over a Superfly because obviously it's paying tribute to a model that was a Vapor. Actually, at the time, the Vapor 9 was the only top-end Mercurial. There was no Superfly available. And then of course, as a base on the Vapor 13 here, you have that matte black sole plate with the exposed glass fiber in a couple different shades of silver, along with the accent of this kind of mint green color in the heel studs, as well as the Mercurial branding and the tiny little CR7 logo on the back of the heel, and also technically the insole, but you don't really see that. So again, to kind of pay tribute to the original, you don't have glass fiber anymore, but I went for this really cool satin silver finish that I think looks really nice. And then to pay tribute to that kind of mint green color, I actually went for what is a very similar shade of green for the Zoom unit on the bottom of the sole, which doesn't really match with anything else on the boots, but if you know what you're looking at, I think you'll understand why that color makes sense. As for the whole ordering and design process, things are pretty simple on Nike's website, although I have to say it's a little bit confusing customizing the boots because you do the right boot and the left boot independently of each other. So if I wanted to do the Air branding and the Nike swoosh in different colors, kind of having that mismatched look, you do have that option, which does of course give you so much to play around with as far as colorway opportunities are concerned. And as far as the price goes, it's a $30 premium over a regular pair of Vapor 15s or Superfly 9s, depending on what you decide to customize. So instead of $250 like they would normally cost, these run you $280. And of course, because they are custom and made to order, there is a wait time from when you order to when you're going to get your boots. For me, it ended up being 6 weeks. However, I have to imagine that if you ordered right now, kind of in the middle of the holiday season, the wait times might be a little bit longer than normal because of more orders, as well as just more items being shipped. Nonetheless, I think 6 weeks is pretty reasonable and kind of what I expected. Also, for those that care, my pair did end up being made in Bosnia, although I can only assume that might vary from pair to pair depending on when you order and depending on how Nike decides to process it. Regardless, I'm super happy with the quality and they seem to be on par with any regular colorway. On feet, I'm a really big fan of how these look, but that shouldn't be too surprising considering I designed them myself. Feel free to leave your own opinion down below in the comment section. But like I mentioned earlier, from a quality perspective and fit and feel, there's no difference between these and any other regular colorway of the Vapor 15 Elite, and the same thing would be the case if you customize a pair of Superfly 9s. Really, the most technological football boot of 2022. The underfoot feel of that 3/4 length zoom unit I think is just super special. And of course, it's the classic Mercurial formula of a really structured upper that wraps your foot and almost squeezes it, holding it in place. Really responsive, that one-to-one connection, but still a nice, flexible, and honestly pretty comfortable feel from this Vaporposit Plus upper with the laces tied tight. From a width perspective, they're Mercurial, so you kind of know what to expect. Not ideal for excessively wide feet, but if you like a super tight fitting boot, they will work for most people. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is perfect. So if you're looking to get a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size. And something else to keep in mind with Nike by You, they're customized to your specs. So if they don't fit you, you can't return them. Please keep that in mind. You only get one chance at choosing the size. Other than that though, guys, thanks so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.